Hey, what's up?
Hey.
15 minutes. I'll get Felix into the party soon.
Yeah, sweet
I'm
as.
just finishing up something.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, inviting Felix now.
Nah.
Hey, Felix.
Morning.
Hello guys, welcome back to Pro and Formula Racing. This is round 5 of Division 1. I'm your host, Spontani, and joining me as always, Labyrinth. How you doing, mate?
Doing pretty well. Had a long day at work, but hopefully I get to see some exciting racing here in France tonight.
Yeah, so obviously back after the break, 1 week break that was after every 4 races we have here at Pro and Formula Racing. So today we're racing around the Paul Ricard circuit of France, 5.8 kilometer, 15 corner track. It's known for very harsh rear tyre temps and spins really being a normality, so could create exciting racing today, and hopefully that does happen. In the Drivers' Championship, Face Pantera, also known as Fabian, is leading with 46 points, and Atom Kev is following in the Red Bull with 30, and Felix is on 27. So Felix is actually joining us today for a pre-race interview. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, so obviously first win for you, just before the break in Spain 2 weeks ago. You've had time, obviously, to prepare for this race. Are you feeling confident?
Yeah, I think I can do quite well around here. I think front's a good track for me. Hopefully I can be somewhat in the front again. The race would obviously be the ideal scenario if I want to get back into championship fight. So yeah, looking forward to the race.
Yeah, and you're third in the championship. You're about 20 points off Fabian there. With the next set of races, what are your aims for to be in the next 4 weeks?
Well, next 4 weeks maybe I want to be. I'm not gonna say I want to be back in the championship lead, but I definitely want to be in the fight again. I had a pretty bad start to the season for the first. Well, the Bahrain I got P2 and had 2 DNFs, then I won. So, well, if I could just get in the podium on most of the races, maybe even all of them, that would be ideal, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for this little insight just before the race. Best of luck for you out on track today.
Thank you, and have fun commentating. Bye bye.
So, yeah, just about 3 minutes until the start here. I'm pretty excited for this race. I'm guessing you are too.
Yeah, Paul Ricard's a track that I quite like to go fast on myself. And especially the back straights as well. DRS is just so powerful on those.
Yeah, obviously into turn 7, that is the DRS straight. That's going to be a very popular overtaking opportunity, I'd suspect, today.
Yeah.
I know it's very easy to go too fast around here, spinning just before the second sector and just through, I believe it's turn 11. It's turn 11 or 12. It's the left-hander, just out of the, dipping right. Yeah, I've spun quite a few times through there. My race only lasted 3 laps on Thursday, so...
Oh man.
With 2 minutes remaining, we've only got 16 in the lobby, so we're just looking for reserves, it seems like. Hopefully we can get at least a couple more in.
There's one thing this track does offer though, is plenty of runoff area.
Yeah, obviously if you spin going into turn 10, you can easily stop it before the barrier. Really the main through all the track. But interesting to note, for this race and this race only, the pit lane, you're not allowed to go outside the outside solid line either. So obviously you aren't allowed to come into the track, but you're also not allowed to kind of
go off the track to...
Yeah, you have to have all 4 wheels within those solid white lines, otherwise you could be facing a penalty of up to 5 seconds, I believe it is.
Yeah, I think it is somewhere around there.
Yeah, all drivers have been noted of that. So it has just clocked over 8:30 local time here in Melbourne and Sydney.
Yeah, it's about 10:30 here in New Zealand, so hopefully we can get underway soon.
Yeah, yeah, 16 obviously not an ideal number, and certainly will be scrambling to find any reserves able to. But 16 is still a number nonetheless. At least we're going to be getting a race. And I believe Phil, also known as Big Boy, is going to be giving us the ready up message. I see him typing in the race check-in. Yep, there we go. We have got the ready up message. So we'll be getting underway in a matter of 30 seconds. And for this 80-minute qualifying session before 27 laps around this French Grand Prix. I believe Jays is not racing for a second week in a row, which is not going to help him. He was third before Spain. I believe he's dropped down to about fifth now, so that's not going to help him.
No, it's definitely not going to help him in regards to keeping the seat, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely one more race and he'll be easily replaced, and that'd be the second time Williams driver has been replaced. Obviously, Ad starting off the season, Iron Apple taking his seat after a pretty good performance in Imola where he was reserving, and got that seat for Portugal.
Yeah, Imola, he really did show what he was capable of, and it was quite glad coming into Portugal to actually see him with that full-time seat.
Yeah, sadly hasn't shown his proper pace as of yet ever since getting that seat. So maybe the 2 week break to refresh his memory, and compose himself really for before this race. But the clock has started for this qualifying session. I'd expect to see a lot of those faster guys go on the mediums. The mediums are the preferred starting tyre to go onto the softs later in the race. It's going to be a one-stop. I see Vic coming out. He got his first point in Portugal. And retired early on in Spain's race, so he's going to be hoping for at least a finish. He's got 3 DNFs to his name, I think, so definitely not great. But we've got Pantera out first in the Haas, our championship leader this is. He's just preparing for his run, the Polish driver, where we've seen a lot of the Polish drivers really show their pace. There was a reserve in Spain that was really taking the pace before getting taken out.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with Poland, but they sure create some very competitive drivers, especially in esports.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're a Polish driver and you're looking, there's certainly something about you that probably will give you an extra edge. Yeah, Panto, he's new this season. He's really come out of nowhere. I haven't seen him in any other leagues before. I haven't seen him around this league before the first race, before just seeing how fast he was. I didn't see him in any of the chats, so he's really just taken everyone by surprise, I'd say.
Yeah, I think he came into this as probably a bit of an underdog, maybe a little bit of a nobody, and I think everyone pretty much knows who he is now, so...
Yeah, so gonna take a lap on board with Panto now. He's going to be coming into the first corner. You want to switch over to the right-hand side, break about the 50-meter board. You want to take as much curve through that first turn as possible. Get a good exit out of 2. You can run that curve a little bit more on the inside, and it's really about cutting as much of the corner as you possibly can without invalidating. Now through turn 5 to 6, you want to short shift up into 5th as Pantera has shown. Very easy to lose traction through there. now coming up to the chicane of this long DRS straight, breaking about the 100-meter board. Obviously a bit later if you want to. It's very fast, taking about 4th gear. Good exit out of turn 9, now into the run to turn 10, a flat out corner in these one their F1 cars. Just drift over to the left and sweep back for this double right-hander, turn 11 and 12. That's turn 13, the only other real problem when it comes to traction. The Pantera shows how to do it right. Now the double apex of turn 14 into turn 15, it's looking like a very decent lap from Pantera. Should just get the traction out of the last corner, stays to the left, and it's a 28.9 to start us off in this in this qualifying session. So not a bad banker, nonetheless. He is on the softs though. So I'm very curious to see who comes out on the mediums. It looks like Charlie is. Charlie always likes to go on the mediums straight away. And so is Iron Apple, who set a 31.4 to go last of those people. Felix sets a 29.3, 4 tenths off Pantera's time, so early signs Pantera's a bit quicker. And that's not going to help Felix one in his confidence, unless he was pulling back and he knows it. He's going to want to definitely improve a lot more in that time. So I'm just seeing, what can Charlie do? He's coming to the end of his outlap now. What can he put on the board with those medium compound tyres? Can he get himself inside the top 10? I'm sure most of these guys outside the top 10, so from 11 to 16th, will definitely be selling on the mediums. I know I would. Just having those fresh tyres to go most of the distance of the race will be much more preferable, and then ending on a very fast stint on the softs. It's what most of the esports guys do. I remember Frederick Rasmussen in the esports series around France, that's what he did to get his win. Jan Hartmann did it in PSGL. To finish first on track, obviously getting that penalty for going over the pit lane, if anyone follows that. Obviously Charlie's had a bit of a back end loss throughout the lap, and showing those rears, either he hasn't got them up to temperature properly, or he's just struggling with no traction around this track. It's fairly flat apart from this section that he's going through now. Most of the track has no elevation change.
Yeah, it's really only this section that you sort of have that slight elevation change, and it's not really by much though. It's probably only by maybe
I think it's
less than 5 meters or something.
Yeah, it doesn't look a lot, but it definitely is. I know from the highest point to the lowest point it is about 30 to 40 meters from memory. Could be a bit more, could be a bit less. So Charlie puts at 30.7, puts himself ahead of Vertex and just behind Big Boy, the Mercedes. So he's going to have to go out again on probably softs, unless he's going to continue on this lap go for a second, because he did lose a lot of time through back end loss. Seems to be 2.5 tenths down with first sector. Just going to continue following Charlie. He is coming up to turn 10 now. He's a second down, so I think he might be backing off a little bit. It doesn't seem like he has the fuel to go on. So that'll be it for his lap. Going down towards the back of the curb, we've got Kavudi. Currently P2, no, not P2, that is Kev, but he's certainly up there in the standings. He does have pace. He did quite well on Thursday for himself before having an incident. So he's definitely got pace, and expect him to be right up there in the top 5. he's just preparing for his lap now. In the Aston Martin. Obviously, in the next year's cars, he's gonna. That car is not gonna have the red stripe yet. It's gonna be a yellow, separating from BWT, and BWT going to Alpine. So there's gonna be a pink and blue car revealed in the next couple of days, the 21st. Jacob Rudy, what's the sector time going to be? It's looking like a very fast one. It's the 22-1. It comes up purple on the map. I don't know how truthful that is. There is a spinning Williams of Apple in the first sector. Seems to be getting out of everyone's way though, so that's good at least. Coming into turn 10 now, it takes all four wheels off the curb, so obviously getting over track limits, they're not gaining too much, and through the second sector now to 49.6, second purple sector.
Could Kavudi put himself on top, maybe?
Definitely could if this, what we have been shown is correct. This could be on for a cracker of a lap. Coming through turn 13 now into the 180-degree turn of turn 14. It's double apex. Now to turn 15, a tight right turn, hugging that left-hand side up to the line. Going to be slower than Pantera, but it says 29.3. I want to quickly check the race director to see if what we were seeing was correct. So he put a 21.4. The first sector, yeah, he definitely was. No, he was a bit slower. So what we were being told wasn't truthful, I believe. Pantera's just gone for a faster lap, putting at 28.9. Not much of a gain, but a gain nonetheless. So that's going to help him all the much more in the second run of qualifying. I expect him to come up for another one on a fresh set of soft compound tyres towards the end. I believe Felix, he might be saving 1 second. He's only going to go for the 2 runs, because we haven't seen him come out on track yet when most drivers are. Vit, he's in P6 currently. He's coming to the end of his lap. He's got a bit of traffic up that road. It seems like an AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo both going a little bit slowly. I don't know if he's close enough to be really effective. It's Charlie. Yeah, they're not going to be getting in his way. He's hugging, not really hugging, he's going over the left-hand side. He puts in at 29.7, stays P6, but he had a 5/10 improvement there. Adam Kev, P4 on the Red Bull, he's on a lap as well. What's the difference going to be? He's half a tenth down in the first sector, 22.2, so that is slower than what Kavudi put in. He's coming down the back straight now into the chicane, turn 7. This is last set of corners before the second split time. See how much he is up or down on his fastest time. It's going to be half a tenth up, so 10th gains through that middle sector. That would put him ahead of Kavudi. They're only separated by 0.02 of a second. Into the end of his lap now, battery around 30%, so I don't know if this is his second lap on those tyres. It's looking like it's going to be an improvement by just how much. It's a 29.339, so half a tenth improvement. He slots himself P3, Charlie slots himself P4 out of Kavudi. Very close between those two drivers, separated by 0.03 of a second, so fairly close at the top here. Actually, half a tenth separates second to fifth, so don't count out anyone towards the end. Anyone can stop themselves on this front row grid. face Pantera, the only one to break that 29 seconds mark, or 1 minute 29 second mark.
As we currently have about 5 minutes left to go in this session, so drivers that probably haven't really set a time will probably be pushing themselves to try and set a time right now.
Yeah, I know Houndsy, he's reserving, he's a familiar name for anyone that has followed PFR Division 1. He doesn't really like to set actual lap times through qualifying. He might go for one at the end, but he likes to do race pace on medium compound tyres. I've seen, he did this in Abu Dhabi last season. He just went for lap after lap. I think he did about 6 laps before his final run. Yeah, he's not using any OS, he's just trying to see what the pace could be like.
Yeah, just obviously getting a feel for all the setup that he's got in case there's any parts of the track where he might need to just attack differently or...
Yeah, definitely just getting that all prepared before the race. Maybe not looking to properly set a lap time in. There's only 4 minutes remaining in the session, but it's very weird. And I've just seen Max Rob get on the curb there on his lap. Very unlucky for him, he's just lost his lap time. Yeah, so it's very unorthodox to do all your practice in qualifying, if that is the case. Yeah, Felix 1 is out for his outlap now. He's finally on track. So he has saved that one set of soft compound tyre, so maybe hinting he could be doing a 2-stop. Very aggressive strategy. So I'm going to ride with him for a lap. Can he put himself ahead of Pantera? Can he gain that 5 tenths that he needs? Pantera also just coming out, he's coming through turn 2 now. Yeah, so Felix 1 got a purple helmet. Very distinctive compared to that green background. Takes turn 1 and 2 very nicely, using all the exit. All the exit that he needs, and through turn 3, 4 and 5 now. Let's see what he can do with the power. Gets a bit away with any spins. He is round Felix. So that's not going to help him. He's got he has got time to cool down those tyres, go for, even if he needs to another lap, that's not going to be what he needed. So he has gone for a spin in turn 5. I saw a little bit of wiggle as he got onto the curb out of turn 5, and as he tried to turn into turn 6, the back end just slipped out from him, and he has spun around. Pantera, he's coming to the end of his outlap. Let's see what he can do. Can he improve on that 28.9? Both lap times he have been fairly close, both in the 28.9s. Can he maybe go into 28.8s or even faster? Coming through turn 1 and turn 2. He gets on the curve a bit too much through turn 2, and the back end just kind of slides, but it's fine, he doesn't lose too much time, and he invalidates. He cuts turn 3 way too much and invalidates on his lap. And Felix 1 has actually spun coming into the pit, so that is it for the German driver. But Adam Kev is ready for his he's ready for his lap. He's currently just weaving, but Kavudi, P5 currently, he's only 500 behind his teammate in P2, so he doesn't need to find too much time to put himself onto that front row of the grid. Come through turn 14 now, and turn 15, he's going to want to get this car straightened up as soon as possible, and he does so. He gets powered down very early. Comes across to the right, so maybe setting himself up for another lap. He goes on it for a 28.9. He's only 44 milliseconds off Pantera there. I don't know if he's going for another lap. I don't think he is. He's not So that's a very good lap. Nonetheless, he puts himself P2. What can Adam Kev or Charlie do in return? It's going to be Charlie the cross before Adam Kev. And as I said, very close between these guys at the top here, so the littlest of margins can help them out. But Charlie invalidates, so it's handed over to Ankev. Ankev has invalidated. Vit has backed out, so next is Havina. He's about to come to the end of Sector 1 now on his lap. Just looking at the timing sheet to see if any other changes may drastic happen. Coming to turn 7 now, there's a yellow flag. I think that is just Ankev getting out of the way of an Alpine there. Is there, so that's Houndsy, he's still just doing his laps. So Vina coming to the end of Sector 2, how much is he going to be up on his time? He's actually down by almost a tenth, so he needs to find a lot if he wants to put himself a couple more positions ahead. Through turn 12, he had a little bit of a lock up on the front left. Red's a curve. It slightly jitters the car right, but he is all good now through the last turn. Last braking zone, all he has to do is get the power down. He'll be the last one across this line. What can the lap time be? Can he improve? Marginally, he stays P7, and that is it for qualifying in PFR Division 1. Face Pantera takes pole, Kavudi on the front row of the grid. Felix 1 and Kev line up behind them. Charlie and Vit P5 and 6. And Alpha Tauri lockout on row 4. Primetime Raz takes P9. Maxi Rob P10. Freestyler and 9 Apple take 11 and 12. Big Boy takes 13. Vertex takes 14. And the Alpines lock out the last row of the grid. So as we're just going to wait, obviously have that wait before the ready up message for the grid, just letting everyone get their setups and strategies correct. Pretty interesting qualifying Kavudi, showing his pace. Didn't expect him to be that far up though, so.
Yeah, the times are not. Yeah, I think we're actually going to have a very interesting battle for the lead of the race, actually, looking at the times.
Yeah, Havina to Felix 1, so that's 4-5 cars there, all in the space of a tenth of a second. So that's very interesting. We can see a very close race here, especially towards the dying ends, depending on if people are going to be on different strategies or not. And it's interesting to see who out of the top 10 is going to be starting on mediums, who's going to be starting on softs. I don't expect the hards to be shown, but you never know. People could, you know, get damage early on, but I still want to make that one stop happen.
Yeah, I'd be wanting to try and make the one stop happen as well. I guess it depends on when I want that one stop to be, whether I want it to be sort of late in the race or sort of around the middle of the race. Depends whether I'd use, you know, a hard tyre or just stick with a medium.
Yeah, from my experience of doing 50% race around here, I'd rather a 2-stop with 2 softs and 1 mediums than 1 stop onto the hards. The hards are just atrocious around here. With the tire, with the tire temperatures and the lack of grip anyway, so you want all the grip you can, and it's definitely faster to go for that 2-stop. As we saw with Max Verstappen, he got the jump on Lewis Hamilton in the real life Grand Prix, and it's no different, I expect, around here.
Yeah.
If it was obviously the 100% race, obviously a 1-stop will still be faster.
Yeah, but then again, would it be worth it though in the end, trying to do a 1-stop?
Yeah, obviously, because safety cars can happen towards the end, and if you get that pit stop just before the safety car, and everyone else has to come in or just chooses to stay out. That could cause all sorts of trouble for when the pack is bunched up. Expect to see a lot of different strategies today. We have got the ready up message. I'm just hearing it's a wet race in Div 2, so that'll be very interesting if anyone wants to check out them.
And they get a wet race and we get a dry race. Can we switch it around?
I don't think we've had a wet race yet.
No, not yet. Not as far as I can tell.
I believe Britain is coming up. Maybe just then. That'd be something if we could. I'd like to see a wet race. See how the grid shakes up. See if all these guys can maintain pace in the wet, or if some people come from the back, or if some people drop down. So yeah, just looking at the rounds, we've got Austria next, and then Britain, and then Hungary just before the second rest week. And then coming after that, it's Belgium, Sochi, Japan. Wasn't on the calendar last year. Going to be very interesting, very easy to spin around there. So expect a lot of action on the 7th to 10th of April. Then USA, around 12 before the last break. And then you have the 4 races to see us home. Mexico, Brazil, Australia, and Saudi Arabia making its way onto the calendar for the first time. In PFR, this is obviously season 4. And then after that, if anyone wants to join us, the F2 Championship from the 2nd of June to the 26th of June. So 8 races that is for that. I'd expect I'm going to probably compete in that.
Yeah, I think I might compete in the F2 Championship as well.
All depends. I have tried an F2 Championship myself and it hasn't gone exactly to plan. I haven't finished racing that yet. But yeah, so if I can't really get the pace there, I'll make sure that I can take everyone through the action through the month of June, just before season 5. So it's coming to the end of the formation lap. Pantera obviously leading us away in the Haas. Familiar spot he has come to know. Pole position more often than not this season. Then the 2 Aston Martins probably going to be working together. Kavudi and Felix 1. I wonder if Kavudi will be prioritising Felix as he is higher in the championship, or if he'll just take the race for himself.
I mean, Kavudi has the pace to keep himself quite close to Pantera. Whether Felix might act as a tow vehicle for Kavudi, or whether it might be the other way round, who knows.
Yeah, so already 5 red lights are on now. As lights out and away we go. Pantera gets a nice start, and it seems like Felix 1 is going to be up alongside his teammate into turn 1, so we've got to go side by side action already there, and he's actually ahead. Kavudi actually might even lose the position to Charlie, and he does. There's a cool guy going very wide out of turn 2. Kavudi actually gets past Charlie again, so he only retains P3. Primetime Raz and Havina battling it back in the back, as you can just see there. Everyone getting away fairly clean, no spins as of yet. So very clean getaway, so good job to everyone there. Pantera and Felix. Felix has the slipstream, he's going to pull to the inside, he doesn't, he backs out of it. But Felix almost getting the move on Pantera for the early chance at the lead. He's using his ERS, he wants to make sure he can get ahead as soon as possible, or at least stay within Pantera. Maybe Pantera running a bit less downforce, so he's passing the straights. Just see how much Felix can catch up in the corners before the next straight. Kavudi also in this, everyone relatively close to one another, everyone within a second, so as I said, very clean getaway, so good job to everyone there. Actually, Iron Apple has spun as I speak. He's down at turn 12 there. So Felix using a lot of ERS just to try and stay with Pantera, as Pantera has 20% no ERS, so showing Pantera it has the pace over everyone as he's pulling away without having to really try.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting once the DRS gets enabled on lap 3. Big Boy goes for his spin and McLaren behind. He actually started on the mediums. And Apple has come into the pit to spit that medium compound tyre, so I expect him to be doing a 2-stop now. Moving on to another set of mediums towards the end of the race. Actually, no, Ryan Apple didn't come in to the pits, but he has started on the mediums. A lot of those guys outside the top 10 did start the mediums, so they're going for the 1-stop onto the softs, probably. Felix One looking very close within a 10th, I believe. Oh, I thought for a second he might have been going up the inside there. Now into turn 12. He's backed off a little bit. He needs to stay close if he wants to get the jump on him down the main straight. Obviously, he won't have DRS down this one, but he will down the back straight where slipstream is going to be very prominent. So if he can stay within Pantera there, he'll probably get the move done fairly easy.
Yeah, but even still, Pantera is just pulling ahead just slowly.
Yeah, 6 tenths is the gap now. Fastest up for Pantera on lap 2. It's going to be very interesting. DRS now enabled, so it's going to be a shoot. What can Felix do? He's fairly close. Cool Guy goes for a spin at turn 2. Like Big Boy did on the previous lap, so DRS is going to be enabled for Felix. He's using his ERS, well, he's not anymore, but is it going to be close enough? Is he going to go for the move?
No, I don't think he's going to be quite close.
With the slipstream and DRS alone, he's closing in a lot, so if he adds the ERS, he'll definitely get past. Yeah. If he, as so wants to, Kavudi dropping off behind that, so Charlie, Appenhead, Vit, Primetime Raz, and Havina all in a train there. I expect to see some overtakes between those guys. Felix closes in a lot through turn 10, so if you can get a good run out of that chicane, separating the 2 straights, we could possibly see an overtake into turn 11.
Yeah, possibly.
We almost did on the last lap, so maybe we could in the coming laps. Now down the main straight, this is just going to help Felix even more, having the DRS down the main straight, allowing him to keep himself close up through the first set of corners, which will allow him to improve his speed down the main straight. He sets the fastest lap, showing that he has gone faster than Pantera this lap on those soft compound tyres. He's extremely close now, so what can he do down the back straight? Is he going to go for the move? Being so close, I don't expect him to really need ERS to really make that move. He's 3 tenths closer than what he was last lap. He really gets 3% team for multiple warnings for corner cut. Felix One definitely closer. He's going to have the DRS. He's not using his DRS, so maybe not exactly trying to pass. But he's closing, he's going to pull to the inside. And I think we have just seen a move for the lead. He's ahead into the corner. That's Felix One into the lead of the race. Pantera has to settle for P2. Nothing he can really do about that. He wasn't exactly defending. I don't think his ERS has gone down that much. So what can Pantera do now? In the Haas, does he go for a move? He is faster through this next section. But will he just sit behind Felix for now?
Yeah, Pantera's ERS is sitting at about 80%, 80-90% by the looks of it.
Yeah, so he's not using a lot.
No.
And Felix is down to 70. The Pantera still not using the ERS down the main straight, so he's not looking to make a move probably here. He's going to wait for the main straight as most people would. He's backed off actually, he's gone half throttle, and he's still staying within Felix, so he does have pace, especially down the straights now, but Kavudi has gotten within a second with this battling. He's slightly in and out. Coming to the back straight. Will Pantera go for a move? Still not using the ERS, just not exactly using it. He's using the DRS. He's going to make an identical move to what Felix did. And he's going to be ahead before the breaking point. So another move for the lead. I expect this to go on for multiple laps to come, just staying within each other. Charlie gets a 3-second penalty, multiple warnings as well. So yeah, I expect this to be a common theme. These guys just getting past into turn 7.
Yeah, I think it's only. Yeah, I think it's just trying to see who whose tyres are actually probably going to drop off first, I guess.
Yeah, and who's going to be ahead when that happens? So it's going to be first to break away. Really, if Pantera so much wants to, he can just drain his ERS, get away from Felix, charge that back up before Felix can catch up. Yeah, down the main straight now. We've got Vertex Spectre in the pits, 4 laps, on the 5th lap now for him. So very early stop. I believe that is going to be scheduled stop using from me. So this could show you maybe a 2 stop for him, or just going to be running those soft tyres for a long time. So Felix, he's with 410, so I expect another move from him with just his DRS, as how powerful it is with the slipstream down this main straight. I don't expect Pantera to fight too much, but it gets 3 seconds, multiple warnings. He's a bit far back, Felix, but he will make the move nonetheless, goes up the inside. So these guys just doing the same move lap after lap. Pretty much trending off each other, but Pantera, he's got the run onto him. He actually backs out a bit, so he wants to stay behind Felix. If he so much wanted to, he could have gone up the inside there, maybe caused a bit of disruption to Felix, as maybe not expecting it, but he doesn't do so. He just tucks in behind Felix for now, and that's Vertex, who has spun just out of the pits on those medium compound tyres, so very frustrating for him. He drops down behind Iron Apple now. He was ahead before that spin. No moves as of behind these guys, but Kev very close to Charlie, and Charlie very close to Kavudi. So I wonder if Charlie's just trying to stick behind Kavudi now. These guys, Kavudi actually looking at, he's used a lot of ERS, trying to keep Charlie behind for that podium position. He's under 10% already. Charlie's sitting at 50, so all these guys in the train, they're not using a lot of ERS, and Pantera is at 100%, so he's used none, really.
Wow.
I don't think he's used it. He's used a bit there to try and catch up to Felix, as he was a bit far behind, but he gets past and immediately stops using it. So there's another move there, and Charlie has made a move on Kavudi. Kavudi didn't have the ERS to really stop him. Charlie now up into the podium positions. Obviously with 3 penalties, that would drop him behind Kev. But Kev effectively in the podium, on the podium positions for now. Felix actually looking sore there when riding on board with Charlie. He was looking at the inside of Pantera into turn 11. Didn't make anything of it, but just showing that he does have the pace through turn 10. And Kev actually picks up a 3-6 penalty, and there's a collision behind with Iron Apple and Max Wolf. I don't know if they've collided or if they've just both spun, but they've both gone off at that time. Charlie gets 5 seconds on some spinning in the pit lane, and Kev follows him. Kavudi is also in the pits, but he lost out to Kev before the pit lane. This is the first stops from the front, guys. Houndsy sets the fastest lap of the race on old medium, so fairly interesting there. And Charlie's gone onto the hard, so he's definitely going to the end of the race. Fit up into P3 now, Havino just behind him. And what I saw interesting, Atom Kev had to change his front wing. So there was probably, obviously, a collision somewhere, but I wonder with who that's chipped off a bit of his front wing that he needed to change it. He's currently P13, he's dropped behind Primetime Raz, and he's about 5 seconds trailing Kavudi and Charlie. Now, yeah, Felix won, getting past Pantera yet again. Actually, Pantera going to the inside to try to defend, obviously can't. So it was more of an opposite overtake, but an overtake nonetheless for the lead. So we've seen lap after lap between these two guys. So yeah, Houndsy on the mediums, he set the fastest lap of the race. Can we see him towards the end? Could he go long enough to set to go on the softs and set an even faster lap time? And consider be a threat to these top guys.
Yeah, well, we're currently in what, lap 8 out of 27, and for the fact that he's pretty much got, you know, 8 lap old mediums, and he's set the fastest lap of the race, it goes to show that he's definitely not out for the count, that's for sure.
Yeah, so Pantera peels off into the pit lane. He goes onto the medium compound tyres now, so I'd expect if you're pitting around now, you're going for the one stop onto the medium suit. Tyre's going to be dead by the end, but it's definitely possible. Very hard to not spin, but as I said, definitely possible. And Pantera has actually brought right behind Big Boy, but Charlie has closed in a lot, but he's got up to now 11 seconds of penalty, so Charlie not having a fun time of things, even though he is very fast on track. He's made a couple of mistakes, got 2-3 second penalties and a 5 second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Cool Boy and Kavudi fighting it out. Pantera gets past Big Boy, who is yet to pit. Kavudi gets past. Cool Boy is also yet to pit. And Charlie follows Pantera through. Big Boy losing 2 positions there. Will Felix one peel into the pit lane? I'd expect so. He doesn't want to lose too much time to Pantera, as the undercut we saw from Charlie worked like a dream. So Felix won. It's coming into the pit lane. It's going to be very interesting. What can, where will he be in comparison to his counterpart of Pantera? Will he drop behind him? Will he drop behind Charlie? It's just coming out of his pit box now, so I'd expect him to drop behind Charlie. Pantera coming through the final corner now. He does. He has dropped behind both Charlie and Pantera. He's going to be side by side with Charlie, but Charlie gets it done. Easy. That's the undercut for you around France. The tyre wear just goes off so much towards the end. And we've got our first DNF Iron Apple on track. Could that be because of contact, or was he just spun it, put it in the barrier? We didn't have anyone close enough to see. Definitely hear about it somewhere in the chat.
Probably.
Yeah, Felix one just getting past Charlie there. He's now 1.3 seconds behind Pantera, so he needs to use a lot of that ARS. He doesn't have much remaining, especially compared to Pantera. Pantera up in the 70s, and Felix one almost down to 10, so he's using a lot just to try and catch up to Pantera. Once he does, he'll be all set just in the DRS. But until then, he's in a bit of trouble. And Amkev is now retired, so P2 in the standings is out, and that's now a virtual safety car. The Red Bull P2 in the standings, as I said, he's gone off. I believe that is that's going into turn 11, so he's on the opposite side of where I thought he was. He's obviously lost the back end, gone straight into the wall. And this is going to help everyone who is yet to pit.
Yeah.
Rudy actually comes in for a second set of tyres. He's gone onto the hard, so he's now going to the end of the race. So he's going to drop down even more, but he's going to have a lot of pace towards the end compared to these medium compound tyres if these guys go to the end. Houndsy and Freestyler yet to pit there in P1 and 2. Houndsy showing a lot of pace on those old mediums. So as we just wait for this virtual safety car to end, we'll be able to tell by throttle, and it has ended now. DRS back enabled on restart. Vertex Spectre gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And as this field just spreads itself out a bit more, the only real battle going on is between Maxi Rob and Vertex Spectre there. They're both a second of each other, so Maxi Rob getting DRS, closing in on the Red Bull, but can't close in enough to make a move. Taps in the slipstream for Sir and Ted. Now through turn, coming into turn 12 now. Through turn 13, is he going to be close enough to Vertex to make a move down the main straight? Is he going to wait for the back straight where most overtaking has been done? He's using ERS, he's using DRS, so he's going to go for the move. If he is close enough, he peels to the inside, it's going to brake later. No, he doesn't. Vertex brakes a couple meters later and holds onto that P9 position. I'd expect Maxi Rob to get through on the next straight. Felix 1 is within DRS range now of Pantera on the minimap. There looks like they're so close to each other. Felix 1's still behind Pantera though. Yeah, Maxi Rob, can he get this move done on Vertex Spectre? Peels to the inside. He needs to brake later this time. He does so, and he is ahead. So Maxi Rob takes P9 away from the Red Bull driver. And now I'm going to switch back up to Felix 1 and Pantera. They're within a second of each other now, so I expect this battle to rage on throughout the rest of the race. Freestyler finally comes into the pit. The second of the has close to do so. I'm interested to see what tyre he goes onto. It's going to be fresh mediums. It's going to go for a 2-stop.
He's going on the hard.
He goes onto the hard, so he's going for the 1-stop, going to the end. So a lot of these guys going for the hards to go to the end. So even though the 1-stop soft to medium is definitely possible, these guys don't really risk it. So seeing that 2 DNFs have already happened, probably through spins.
Yeah, probably through like spins and just worn tyres. I guess they're probably a little bit hesitant, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, and Kevin's only in 2 like old softs, so I don't see why, but those softs do go off very easily, so maybe it was a bit there. But Felix 1 is going to get the move done on Pantera. And actually, Pantera gets almost gets the switch back as Felix goes way too deep into turn 7. He holds the position for now. Only got Houndsy ahead, who is yet to be. I expect that to happen within the next couple of laps. Pantera very close to Felix 1. Such an exciting battle that is happening before us. Battle for the lead. Very rare to see, especially in these league races. But to have these leaders pretty much within a second of each other, passing almost every lap, very great to see, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very great to see all these battles actually happening up and down the field. Actually, just been looking at Maxi and Vertex. They are very close, pretty much putting their cars side by side each other, essentially, just as they're going in around the corners. It's fantastic to see.
Yeah, with a build so close, and we'll probably see this around Hungary again, another track known for long DRS trains. So, just getting a bit of taster here with a couple of battles with Vertex and Maxi Rob just swapping positions consistently, and same with Pantera and Felix. So I'm going to stay on board with Pantera and Felix because this is for the effective lead. Pantera doesn't seem to be close enough to make a move on Felix, and he doesn't, so not using ERS either. He definitely could if he wanted to get past. He's got pretty much a full battery compared to Felix.
As Maxi overtakes Vertex on the approach into the chicane, holds it nicely through there. But is Vertex gonna look to move down the inside? No, he's hanging back.
Yeah, very nice to see it for these even lower end points. Obviously, a very minimal points for these guys, 9 and 10. Even with the point system, PFR runs make championship battles closer. All these guys will be winning all the points they can get. So even 2 points for P9 is... It's so much more. Obviously with these new points you only get 15 for the win. So it's big. There's not a big difference between Vertex, between 10th and 1st. Only 14 points is the difference. So you can have one bad race and still be in it. So that's something I really like about Pro and Formula Racing's point system. Just gives close to championship battles throughout the entire season.
Yeah, there's a few other leagues that just, you know, give like the full 25, 18, you know, 15, 12, and going down.
Yeah, there's nothing too much wrong with that. Obviously, I'd say the only full problem with that is leagues so only running 16 to 18 races, most of them, none really using the full calendar. If you get one win, you're pretty much in the championship battle the entire time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this close battle, and speaking of close battles, Pantera is still yet to get past Felix Run. It's been 2 laps now, hanging behind the German driver. Obviously not exactly pushing, he's put himself back up to 90%, where Felix is using so much just to keep Pantera behind. So I expect Pantera to make a move within the next couple of laps, or even that, definitely going to make it soon because he has the pace. Maxi Rob actually comes into the pit now to fit another set of tyres, so this is going to be his second stop. And he drops down to the back. Primetime Raz gets through to penalty for multiple warnings.
Seems like
Pantera just hangs back through that first sector. He doesn't exactly want to get past Rivers.
Maybe he's got a plan to maybe wait until, I don't know, maybe the last 5 laps or so. Maybe he's wanting Felix to use, you know, as much ERS as possible so that when Pantera goes on his attack, Felix can't defend.
Yeah, and he can just break away as Felix will be like, absolutely drained. As I was just running over with Pantera. Going into turn 11, Felix's backlight flashing, showing that he was under 10%, so using a lot just to keep Pantera behind.
Yeah.
It's Pantera, he's on 92%, so if he wants to, he can just bolt away from Felix. 11 laps remaining, on to lap 17 now. Houndsy's still our leader, getting closer though, because he is on 16 lap old mediums. I expect him to go onto the softs and be absolutely rapid, making his way past everyone. And you can see him on the podium towards the end of the race. Charlie will be on old hards. I don't expect Houndsy to really catch up to these guys at the front, but certainly could make the podium if he pushes all that much.
I mean, he's taken those medium tyres quite a distance.
Yeah, so 16 laps on mediums, so if you can probably stretch that out to 20 laps, so pinning about 20, I'd say, and going on to subcompact tyres, he'll be absolutely rapid at the end, and watch him out. Oh, watch out for him in the dying laps of this race. But for now, just watching this battle go on between Pantera and Felix One. Cool Guy gets past Kavuli down in P10 after starting P2, making a second stop under the virtual safety car because of Ant and Kev. But he just stays. He's down the back on hard compact tyres. Hansy's into the pits. I'd expect him to go onto the soft compact tyre now. There's no point going into the hards, and he does so. So he currently holds the fastest lap, and I expect him to take a huge chunk out of that on fresh soft compact tyres. Pantera especially close this lap. It's closer than he has been. I want to see, does he just lose time through this first sector? He loses a little bit through that first set of corners. Goes down to about 5 or 6 tenths, and Hansy actually gets 36 penalty, so he joins out in P7, not too far behind Charlie, and if you can, we will take those softs to the end and putting a bunch of blistering lap times in the process. Only 10 seconds is the gap. Interesting to note, running a ball with Pantera, he has backed off at the end of the straight, so he's not wanting to get past Felix One. He's taking his foot off the throttle before the braking point, so he's staying behind Felix. He's going to make sure this happens at the end of the race, so Felix has no chance at getting back.
Yeah, it almost seems the theory that I put out earlier is actually what's actually happening right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to watch along with Houndsy, going to switch perspectives as this guy's going to be on a charge. The only person in front of him that he possibly could get is Pavina. He's the only one without a penalty. And he is going to go around the outside into turn 1. They go side by side, and he does make the move, so very clean move from Houndsy around the outside into turn 1. He's now got prime time Rad, the first of the upper moves, up along ahead of him. He's going to get DRS and probably make the move down the back straight. Pantera actually makes the move now, so as I've switched off, Pantera makes the move as Hansy's making the move on prime time Raz. He's used a lot of battery, he is down to 0 in doing so, but he is now up into P5 and on a charge. He's got 3 seconds of Vit up ahead. Vit running a very good race. He seemed very quiet throughout the entire race. He qualified P6, so this has been a great race for him, and if he can hold on to that P4 position, depending if he can keep Hansy behind, it'd be an exceptional result. And even then, with Charlie, so many penalties, he could end up on the podium now. Certainly got a shot at it.
Yeah, Vit's had actually a bloody fantastic race today, actually. Yeah, starting P6 and moving up into P4 and possibly actually in with a shot at the podium.
Yeah, so effectively he is at the podium now. Pantera had the fast lap for a brief moment. Hansy absolutely smashes it by pretty much a second on those fresh soft competitors. That was expected. But that's not even him done. He had pretty much no battery and he had to get through 2 cars in doing so, so expect that fastest lap to come down even more for the reserve driver in the Alpine. The Vit, he's got not as much ERS as Charlie, but he is in DRS. I don't think he's going exactly for a move. He knows Charlie has the penalty, so expect him to just sit behind, but he doesn't sit behind for long because Hansy's coming up fast. and with 7 laps to go, that's not going to be exactly what he wants. Felix 1 goes up the inside of Pantera. I just switched them because I saw that they were close. Pantera looked like he backed out, and Felix 1 takes first place yet again. Now going back to Vit, just see what he can do possibly down the main straight. He's very close to Charlie, within half a second, or just on the brink of that at least. He's not using ERS to get past down either of the straights, so he's not exactly looking. But a second has been caught up by Hamzy, so expect a move from him in the next couple of laps as well. Hamzy looking like a very real shot podium here from pretty much nowhere. He started second last, I believe, so it's a bit of a stellar drive. Yeah, so stellar drive from Hamzy if he can pull this off. Vit finally using his ERS, he's wanting to make the move, he sees Hamzy closing up. He's going to move to the inside, brakes later, Vit takes the podium position away from Charlie. That is Vit up into P3. Charlie demotes himself down to P4 and probably much further down to that. It's looking like P7 for him, with the penalties maybe even behind Freestyler as well, depending what it can be towards the end of this race. Vertex Spectre gets a 3-second penalty, he's only in P14 though, so those two, Maxi, Rob and Vertex, even though they're still close to each other, they're added points now. So Hamzy finally within DRS of these guys. How quickly can he make moves? Seems to get the run on Charlie through the first couple corners. He's got the pace. At the same time, Pantera also very close to Felix. Could he be making another move down the main straight? I don't expect him to, not closing in too much.
He's going to actually quick pace actually.
Yeah, so Pantera stays behind Felix and Hamzy. Because Charlie has the DRS, he's going to have to stay behind these guys, but they're battling. Charlie almost going up the inside of Vit, loses him a bunch of time. Hamzy's now got the run into turn 10. Charlie has the DRS, he's going to be going up the inside of Vit. He takes a position, Vit now loses out a second position to Hamzy. He's going to try go around the outside of the Alpine driver. They make a little bit of contact, not enough to cause damage, and Vit has to seize the position, goes down to P5. Hamzy is up into P4, and he's going to be chasing after Charlie and get past him as soon as possible and break away from these guys. So Hamzy looking like a very real possible, probably going to be taking the podium position on those soft compact tyres. And he does, he gets an amazing exit, and he's going to be getting past Charlie before turn 1. Is now going to leave Vit and Charlie to battle it out. Obviously, Charlie has 8 seconds worth of penalties over these guys. Ashley has retired. Could this cause a safety car? I have seen safety cars this late. It doesn't even look like a virtual safety car, so everyone lucky there to get away with it. So Hamzy won't be catching up to Pantera, and Felix won towards the end of this race. That would have been interesting.
It would have been a very interesting fight. Yeah.
Charlie almost coming back at Hamzy, but can't make it happen. Everyone driver stays P4, Vit is going to stay P5. I don't think they're going to risk any moves unless mistakes occur. They know Hamzy's too fast, Vit knows Charlie has penalties. So it's not just about waiting for Pantera. When is he going to make a move for the lead? He's used half his battery, Felix Swan on 20%, so he is possibly trying to get past, but not trying hard enough. It seems he's still behind Felix Swan. 4 tenths is the gap there. 4 laps remain, lap 24 is just starting now. Will Pantera make a move down the back straight? Seems to be pretty far behind going into the back straight, so I don't know if it will happen. Not using ARS, so he's not trying to close up. He needs to make sure that he's within 4 tenths before trying to make a move down the back straight. If he wants, possibly he's going to wait until the last lap just to make sure Felix cannot come back in him no matter what. Billboard gets 3 6, obviously he's down in P11, so that won't really affect him. He's not within touching distance of Kavudi.
I don't know. I think if I was in Pantera's position and had his pace in that, I'd be looking at making a move pretty much this lap essentially.
Yeah, I'd be going lap 25 because you never know what can happen. Something could happen that causes him not to be able to make that overtake on lap 27.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure he can. I would make sure that I get it done with about 3 laps to go. And Kavudi has gone for a spin at turn 11. This could invite Big Boy into the points actually, as he has 3 seconds less penalty than Kavudi. It doesn't seem like they'll be close enough though, so Kavudi's rear tyres are gone on those old hard compound tyres. Just watching what will Pantera do. Will he go for the move? He's much closer this lap. He's within the 5 tenths. He's going to be using his DRS. He's not. He's using his DRS. He's got the slipstream. Felix Swan not using DRS, so no defense being shown from him. Pantera backs off again, so he's not wanting to make a move.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. Charlie gets past Houndsy, so Houndsy's tyre's probably gone off. This could invite Vit back. Could Vit make his way onto the podium? This 3-way battle has gone on for a couple laps now. Charlie only just getting past Houndsy.
Well, I think it's probably more of a 2-way battle between Houndsy and Vert.
Yeah, but obviously Charlie being there has given the DRS to that middleman, so back guy cannot really make an overtake. Doesn't have the pace over that middleman. But if something happens, Vit can definitely be on for a podium. Houndsy is in the prime seat though. I'm moving back towards the front. They're coming to the back straight now. Got a couple more corners before that. Will Pantera make a move this lap? Will he make it on the final lap, giving Felix Swan no chance whatsoever to come back? He will have the ERS to defend if he needs to, but I don't know if he thinks that's enough or not.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's in the back of his mind. Maybe he thinks with the DRS it's just too powerful. He hasn't seen that red light flash for a while probably, so he doesn't know how much ERS Felix has. So he's going to wait for the last lap. He hasn't made the move on lap 26. There'll be 1 lap remaining for Pantera to make his way into the lead and take his 4th win of the season. 4 out of 5 races. There's the red flashing light from Felix. He knows he's low on ERS. He's got to be confident. I would be too if I was in this Haas.
Yeah, I would be completely confident as well. I'd be like every single straight, like foot right down onto the floor. You know, pushing the car right to its limits and to get the best out of what I can. He's still not using ERS.
I don't think he needs to. He's very close. He doesn't want to move here. He wants to make sure he has DRS down the main straight. He'll definitely use DRS there. If he doesn't, then I don't know what's really going through his mind.
Yeah.
Because he wants to make sure that move happens no matter what. And he's got DRS to do it. Felix One will have to defend. Doesn't have that much DRS to play with. He's got 22%.
I think Felix
He is using his ERS now. Felix pulls over.
He's also probably using his ERS.
Right, he's not close enough. He's closing. I don't know if he'll be close enough before the corner.
Dive.
He doesn't break late enough.
No, is he gonna?
He didn't push enough on that lap. Felix One stays ahead. He's got the ERS to push down into turn 10 now, so we could see a change of the lead around the outside. He's going to have to go into turn 10.
The outside's not really a place you want to go on that corner, but he's done
Pantera is in the lead by a car length now, so he is taking the lead on the last lap after what I thought would happen after not making the move down the main straight. He makes it work. He had the ERS management all through the race. That's very good work from Pantera. Now grinding the final couple of corners, turn 14, will Felix One get a run down the main straight before the line? I don't think he will. It's not close enough. Pantera is going to come across the line. He's got no ERS, but it doesn't matter. He takes his fourth win of the season. Pantera extends his lead. Felix One will go into second place in the championship, though. Hansi will take the third remaining podium position. Vit takes P4, an outstanding drive from him after not a great start to the season. Charlie takes P5 for now. Hovina gets him. So Charlie takes P6, Freestyle will come home for P7. Cool Guy will take P8, and Kavudi will be in P9. Primetime Raz comes into the pit with a puncher, so he's got a puncher at the last lap. That means Big Boy will take points. He'll take the one. Wait, can Maxi Rob, is he close enough to take the points? No, he isn't. So that is your top 10. Primetime Raz will come across the line. Vertex Spectre crashes before it. He doesn't even get through. He doesn't even finish. So he celebrated a bit too early for P13. But yeah, that's the end of what was a truly exciting race. Last lap overtake for the lead. Oh my days. Hansi, driver of the day, well deserved. Went from P4 to P15 to P3 there. And yeah, so one amazing race. I'm going to see if I can now get the top 3 in for an interview. So as I try to get those guys in, can you run us through the final results after all penalties?
Sure. Alright, so in P1 we have Pantera, P2 we have Felix, P3 we have Hounds, P4 we have Bert, P5 we have Davina, 6 we have Charlie, 7th we have Freestyler, 8th we have Cool Guy, 9th we have Kavudi, 10th we have Big Boy, 11th we have Maxi, 12th we have Raz, 13th we have Vertex, 14th we have Ash, 15th Atom Kev, and 16th Iron Apple. Whew.
Yeah, so just trying to get these guys into the party if they want to. It'd be nice to at least get one of them. I don't know if we will. Felix are the only opportunity left. Hansi and Face Pantera have both left the lobby, so I don't expect them to join. Okay, well we at least have one of Felix. Amazing race, Felix. Can you hear
hello?
us?
Yep, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now. Hello.
Okay, so amazing race there for you. Obviously P2, so a bit disappointed probably with that, but to get to hold on to the lead for such a long time, it's an amazing result nonetheless. How you feeling?
I'm gutted to be honest, because I think I had no chance really. You get no EIS back at France, and then I was sitting in P1 the entire time, not having any EIS, and knowing the entire race that he was gonna attack me in the last lap, and I could do nothing. And exactly that happened, and it's very annoying because I don't feel like I could have done anything. I had no EIS to defend him because I didn't press it for like 15 laps and got nothing back. So I don't really know what I could have done about that.
Yeah, it's a real shame there, but P2, you know, you've now jumped Atom Kev in the standings, so you're within the fight. With these points, you've only dropped 2 points extra to Pantera there, but yeah, as you said, it obviously must have been very frustrating. We were commenting on it the entire race, saying that when was he going to make the move with the ERS? Obviously, you had to use a bit more with the defending, but yeah, it's a real shame for you, but P2 nonetheless is a very good result.
I mean, that's the thing, I used nothing. I didn't use any ES after I catched up to his ES again. The entire second stint, I got undercutted, I used my ES to get back to him, and then for like 15 straight laps, no ES used at all, and I was still on like 10% by the end and could do nothing. And that's really disappointing, because I don't really know what I could have done.
Yeah, but you showed your pace, so Austria next week, maybe try reverse the roles and put Pantera under pressure there, but very good race. Thank you for joining us, and have a good week before the next race next Sunday.
Yeah, bye bye.
And next to join us, we have got Pantera in the party. How you going? Can you hear us, Pantera? I don't know if he's got his mic muted or something.
Oh, now I can hear.
Yeah, there we are.
Okay. Hello, Fabian, how you going?
It's been a great race for me. In quali last run I invalidated my final lap, but still got pole, so it's good. On the start I got a great start from the line and keep the first place. And then till the pit stops, I decided to work with the Felix to get away from the rest of the grid. And then I undercut him and just trying to save the tires all the way. And DRS by stealing in the DRS from Felix, and on the final lap, close battle, but managed to overtook him. So I'm happy with the result.
Yeah, we were commenting on it that you didn't get it done into P7. We thought Felix maybe just was a bit too fast, but you got it around the outside. Very good move. It was from you.
DRS in this track is very powerful. I tried to get away from Felix like 2 times, burning all the DRS, but can't manage to do this.
But yeah, I mean P1 in the end. Very entertaining race you put on for us, you two both, and best of luck before Austria next weekend. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to everyone who has watched the stream. That has been it for Division 1. Yeah, so see you next week for Austria. Same time, 8:30 start for the Division 1 here in Sydney. And yeah, take care everyone.